Is it truly the burial cloth of Jesus Christ? Or a centuries-old masterpiece shrouded in mystery? The Shroud of Turin has sparked debates for centuries. Now, modern science is taking a closer look. Stay with us as we explore the most up-to-date research, uncover historical secrets, and dive deep into one of Christianity's most controversial relics. The Shroud of Turin is a linen cloth about 14 feet long and 3.5 feet wide. It bears the faint image of a man who appears to have suffered physical trauma in a manner consistent with crucifixion. Its first official appearance in recorded history dates back to the 14th century, in Lirey, France. A French knight, Geoffroy de Charny, presented it to a church, claiming it was the actual burial shroud of Jesus Christ. However, even then, not everyone was convinced. The local bishop at the time, Pierre d'Arcis, expressed doubts, claiming it was a clever painting and even accused the artist of confessing to the forgery. Despite this, public fascination grew. Over the centuries, the shroud moved across Europe, finally settling in Turin, Italy, where it remains today in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist. The mystery only deepened as science began to investigate the cloth. Was it real? Was it fake? And if it was a fake, how was the image made? Let's take a closer look at what makes the shroud so unique. The first and most puzzling aspect is the image itself. The image appears as a photographic negative. When photographed in 1898 by Secondo Pia, the negative showed a positive image, revealing striking detail. The man in the image has wounds consistent with crucifixion, blood stains on the wrists, feet, and side, swollen cheek, scourge marks across the back, and a possible crown of thorns around the head. Next, scientists turned to physical tests. Carbon dating was performed in 1988 by 3 independent laboratories in Zurich, Oxford, and Arizona. The results dated the cloth to between 1260 and 1390, well after the time of Christ. This should have ended the debate, but instead, it sparked a new wave of theories and controversy. Critics argue that the tested samples were taken from a section of the cloth that may have been repaired during the Middle Ages, possibly with newer threads. Other investigations include pollen analysis. Researchers found pollen grains from plants that grow only in the Middle East, adding weight to the argument that the shroud could have originated there. And then there's the blood. Forensic tests detected the presence of hemoglobin and bilirubin, substances found in real human blood, particularly in someone who suffered trauma. Some scientists claim the blood is real and human, while others suggest the samples are inconclusive or contaminated. The 1988 carbon dating remains the most cited piece of evidence against the shroud's authenticity. Yet many scientists and researchers question its reliability. John Jackson and Rebecca Jackson, part of the original Shroud of Turin research project, STURP, proposed that the sample taken in 1988 may have included cotton fibers from a medieval repair job, skewing the results. Others suggest that the fire in 1532, which damaged parts of the shroud, may have chemically altered the cloth, affecting the accuracy of carbon dating. Then there's the question of the image formation. No pigments, dyes, or paints have been found on the cloth. The image isn't absorbed into the fabric like ink or paint. It rests only on the outermost fibers. It's as if the image was somehow burned or radiated onto the surface. Some scientists have proposed theories involving ultraviolet radiation, chemical reactions from body vapors, or even a burst of energy, like what could be imagined in a moment of resurrection. These ideas remain speculative, but intriguing. Other theories suggest it's an extremely sophisticated medieval forgery, using unknown techniques to produce a photographic quality image centuries before the invention of photography. And yet, no one has been able to recreate the shroud's exact image using period-accurate materials and methods. In 2018, an international team of researchers from Italy and across Europe conducted a fresh round of studies on the shroud using modern technology. They used advanced imaging, 3D analysis, and spectral examinations. Their goal: to better understand the anatomy, positioning, and even the possible cause of death of the man in the image. They confirmed that the image has a 3D structure, meaning it's not just a flat depiction, but carries depth. The wounds match what Roman crucifixion would have looked like. The blood flow pattern suggests the man was nailed through the wrists, not the palms, consistent with what we now know about how crucifixion was actually performed. Further studies revealed no brushstrokes or artistic techniques. Some researchers now believe the image may have been formed by a brief burst of energy, perhaps a form of radiation, again, raising questions science cannot yet answer. Despite all these tests and theories, the mystery endures. No definitive conclusion has been reached. The Shroud refuses to give up all its secrets. So why does the Shroud of Turin continue to capture the imagination of millions around the world? For some, it is a matter of faith, a tangible connection to the suffering and resurrection of Jesus Christ. For others, it is an unsolved mystery, a historical puzzle that challenges science and belief alike. Over the years, the Shroud has inspired countless books, documentaries, paintings, and even scientific careers. It stands as a symbol of both suffering and hope, of death and resurrection. Whether authentic or not, its cultural and religious significance cannot be denied. To believers, it is the most sacred relic of Christianity. To skeptics, it is an incredibly clever creation of medieval times. But to everyone, it is a doorway into a deeper discussion, about faith, about evidence, and about the very nature of truth. The Shroud of Turin, a silent witness to history, or a mystery crafted by human hands. Perhaps we'll never know for sure. But one thing is certain, its story is far from over. What do you think? Is the Shroud real or a centuries-old mystery? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. But before you go, let's consider just how deeply this relic has woven itself into the fabric of human thought and belief. The Shroud's presence in popular culture, from books like the Da Vinci Code to countless documentaries and academic debates, shows that it has become more than just a religious artifact. It's now a cultural phenomenon. Even in the age of technology and science, something as ancient and mysterious as the Shroud has a way of pulling people in. Universities continue to hold conferences about it. New documentaries and articles are still being produced every year. Artists, scientists, and theologians alike return to it with fresh perspectives, trying to unlock its secrets. And maybe that's part of what gives the Shroud its power, not just what it is, but what it makes us question. Our understanding of history, our relationship with faith, our hunger for truth. The fact that we still don't have all the answers makes it all the more compelling. There's a human element, too. The figure on the Shroud isn't just a symbol, it's a person who suffered. Whether it's Jesus or someone else, the image evokes empathy. It makes us stop and think. That alone gives it meaning, regardless of its origin. It challenges scientists to think beyond the tools they use. It challenges skeptics to consider the possibility of something beyond what can be measured. And it challenges believers to embrace mystery as a vital part of faith. So as new research continues, as new minds take up the torch of inquiry, the Shroud remains, still and silent, yet speaking volumes. We may never truly know the full story. But maybe the journey to understand it is the story itself. A story that invites everyone, skeptic, believer, and seeker alike, to look closer, ask questions, and wonder. And that, perhaps, is the greatest mystery of all.